Maybe you feel like you're aware. Maybe you have no idea what the word awareness actually means. What does that have to do with me setting fat loss goals? I want to feel better. I want to lose weight. I promise you, I'll make it fit and bring awareness to your life. All right, so real quick, if you're brand new, I want you to post new below. I'd love to get to know you, figure out your goals, help you on your journey. Whether you're tuning in from, you guys, we're on Facebook, Keto Mom. We're on Instagram, Keto Mom Secrets. We're on YouTube, Keto Mom Secrets. We've got a podcast, Keto Mom Secrets. We have a lot of things. And if at any point you want to check out different recipes, how to get started, Mom Fuel, book club, you can go to ketomomsecrets.com and you can click and scroll through our website. So first of all, welcome if you're brand new. I'm so excited to get to know you. My name is Stephanie Milky. Some people message me and they're like, Keto Mom, what is your name? Stephanie Milky. I live in Minnesota with my amazing husband. We have 4 daughters. We are a homeschool family. We are a family that started out over 7 years ago. It's almost 8 years ago of learning about food and really just cooking better foods. And my goal was to help my husband lose fat. That was the goal. I wanted to lose a little bit of fat. But in general, we've learned so much. I had no idea this page would turn into 1 million people. I had no idea the amount of people that needed help with fat loss, but it was more than just helping people with food, 100%. So it started with recipes and it's turned into awareness of what actually needs to be taught. So if you normally tune in, I want to show you something. We have been going through this book called Dream It, Pin It, Live It. We're done with this. We go through books throughout the entire month to help you on your journey, whether it's goal setting. We've done a book called Actual Goals. Like there's things that we've gone through to help you actually set goals, create healthy habits, help you on your journey. Some of the books that we've done give you different perspective. And so if you want to go to ketomomsecrets.com, click on book club, you can go through any of the books that we've ever done. Now, here's the book we're starting in January. If you're watching live, January is just coming up. If you somehow watch this in March, we started this book in January. But it's called Your Divine Fingerprint by Keith Craft. He's a pastor in Frisco, Texas. I'm super excited. We will start this on the 1st to start our new year. And so you can follow along just on any of the lives, or you can go to ketomomsecrets.com, click on book club and join us. Now, here is the topic for today. Actually, I'll do this at the end. I have 2 people that won a bag of Mom Fuel ketones. And so anybody that had placed an order leading up till today on with Keto Mom, I've been chatting with all of you. Your name went to a drawing. I've got 2 winners. I'll do a drawing after we're done, but I want to talk to you about awareness. The topic is awareness. And I will tell you this. I have been writing down in my journal. If you followed along this whole month, we talked about journaling, setting goals. And part of something that really has been on my heart is topics that are not taught, I would say, in school. I probably have a completely different viewpoint of school than a lot of people. And there's a list of 31 things that I made that I feel like if we had a subject, if we had a classroom, if children and young adults were taught a lot of these things, it would help them in their overall life. Is math important? Sure. Like, is it important to write a sentence? Yes. Is our history important? Yes. And I honestly feel like there are life lessons not taught that should be taught. And when these things, and you have awareness of this, I 100% believe it helps you have an overall healthy perspective on life, but overall health in general. So I'll give you an idea. I wrote down things like EQ and AQ. Maybe you don't even know what that means, but I'm going to be teaching a life lesson on EQ or AQ. And I actually want to tell you something. I'm not a doctor. I didn't go to school for this. And in fact, life is school. And you can learn from so many people around you. That's why we go through books, because when people have already gone before you and they've written it out, or they do podcasts, or they do different conferences, you learn from them, you glean from all of their wisdom. And the point is you put it into action and then you become better, right? You go further faster because people have already done it and they're teaching you. So there's things that I'm like, listen, there are so many different life lessons I have learned. And honestly, my whole life, but I would say the last 10 years of my life, that I feel like we teach our kids. I feel like our children are, and I'm not just saying that because they're our children, but our girls have an honest, solid understanding of self development. Our kids understand EQ and AQ. Our whole word for this last year, if you're watching live 2022, before we dive into the new 2023, our word for our family was awareness and helping our kids understand environment and people around them and how that plays a factor in their life. I'm going to talk to you just very briefly what that means. But there's things like gratitude, serving, forgiveness, hardworking, excellence, stewardship, honor, disciplined, the word of like what it means to be kind, prayer, vision, the power of your words, environment, action, mentorship. There's things that I want to talk about, and I'm going to call them life lessons that if you have never been taught that, awesome. You can learn it. And my challenge to you is teach those around you, specifically the children in your home. So at first I was like, I want to write a book for my kids. And then I was like, oh my goodness, most adults don't know this. And I'm not saying I'm an expert in this, but I've been taught it. And as I have conversations with people, I just have an awareness of how many people don't understand self-development. They haven't read a book after high school. They don't realize that their emotions or their environment or different things cause them to gain weight or affects their emotions or affects their health. All of these things are important. So with that, topic number 1 is awareness. And I actually want you to tell me this below. If you had to rate yourself from 1 to 5, being like, I actually have really good self-awareness or environmental awareness. I know what's going on around me. I pay attention to other people. If you had to rate yourself from 1 to 5, being like, where are you on the subject of awareness? 1 being like, actually have no idea what you're talking about. Probably could use a little bit of life school. 5 being like, I totally got this. I feel good on this. What would you rate yourself? If you're playing full out, I like to tell people, listen, if you're on a live, play full out. Tell me what you're thinking. Thank you for commenting below, because when I'm talking, and if I can see your comments, a lot of your names I recognize. I like to say collaboration is currency. This isn't just about me, but if you have something valuable to add on awareness at any point in time, post it in the comments. If you're like, this is a great resource, here's something that I've learned. I like to say your presence matters, and I like to learn from you just as much. I hope that you learned something from me. So here's what I wrote down, what actually awareness means, and then I'll give you some stories and different things to help you kind of anchor it in your mind and why this pertains to your health journey, your keto journey, your fat loss journey, your whatever you're looking for. All right. I love that you guys are commenting below. Awareness is, if you just look up the awareness in the definition, it is the state of ability to perceive, to feel, or to be conscious of events, objects, or the sensory patterns, what's going on around you, people, environments, and why we do what we do. So I wrote down a couple of things. Like, have you ever wondered, if you ever just stopped back and asked yourself, why do I hit the snooze button? Why do I make excuses and not go to the gym? Why do I choose certain foods? Why do I do what I do? And if you walked around just for one day and the question it was asking yourself, if you're just doing a self-evaluation of awareness on yourself, why do I do what I do? Why do I overeat? Am I emotional? Am I angry? Am I sad? Is it a habit? Is it convenience? Because if you can just get into a really good habit of asking yourself why, you're going to figure out some different realizations and then give yourself some new action steps if you actually want to change. Is this making sense? And maybe you might go, I just tell me how to eat. Listen, I had a really great question asked to me this morning. And the question was from, I think her name was Shelly. And she said, Stephanie, I am so confused about food. I don't know what to eat. I don't know if I should be eating fatty bacon or turkey bacon. I don't understand it. And so I'm asking her questions like, what are your goals? Why are you eating? Why are you eating those foods? Like, why are you eating so often? We're having a conversation, but if that's something that you're wanting, I'm going to do a live about that later, that specific question. But I first need you to understand, why do you do what you do? Were you always raised that way? Like, oh, my mom did it. Oh, my grandma taught me that. Oh, it's because I work at this place and everybody does that. We all go out to eat every day. We don't pack our lunch. We don't do that. But who is we and why do you do it? All I want you to understand is the word awareness in itself is pretty big, because if you can ask yourself why and understand outside environments. So, for example, our word for the family was awareness this year. When we went out places, our girls would notice other people. They would ask questions like, wow, like that person had no awareness. They walked right in front of me. Oh my goodness, that person. And not with a judgment eye, but learning. Like there were so many times that our girls would go, oh my goodness, they just cut me off, or they weren't listening, or oh my goodness, I see why I have to have awareness, because other people in general, let's just say people in general are a little bit selfish, right? We want to go where we want to go. We want to do what we want to do. It's our schedule. It's our timing. It's our words. It's our conversations. It's what am I feeling? And so all I did was I said, girls, let's just sit back and make sure that we're asking good questions. We're paying attention to people around us. We're trying to figure out why we're doing what we're doing, or being okay with it's not all about you. And in fact, it can be all about you as you're taking a self reflection, but also helping yourself realize that, guess what? I might not be making the best choices. And if I can just sit back for a couple minutes and go, why am I doing this? It can help you and project you into the future of understanding, like, oh, here is why I have been doing this. Here's why I have these habits. Here's why I do these activities. Here's why I don't plan. Here's why and if I have the awareness, I can make the shift and change it. Is this making sense? I hope it's making sense. Because in general, so I wrote down a couple things as I was reflecting. There's self-awareness and social awareness, right? Why are you doing what you're doing? And then just being a good human being. Like an awareness of people around you and what people are saying, and actually listening and not making it all about you, right? In general. And here's a couple things I wrote down: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I wrote down 7 things of why awareness will help you in your life. If you're taking notes and being a student of Life Lessons 101, here's why this will help you. Number 1, it will improve decision making. If you have awareness, you will find yourself making better decisions, which very well could lead in your fat loss or your health goals, right? Feeling better. If you have awareness, it helps improve decision making. That's number 1. Number 2, healthier self-image. When you have an awareness of yourself and you're working on those things, maybe you have the awareness of you talk too much and listen not very much. Anything that you're going to work on will help you with your healthy self-image. Number 3, helps manage emotions. I think this is huge. When you ask yourself why you're doing something and you realize the amount of people that run off of their emotions, that's a whole nother topic in itself that I'll probably honestly talk about tomorrow, is your EQ. And I think it's super, super powerful topic, but in general, helps manage emotions. Number 4, strengthens relationships. When you have an awareness of yourself and others, you might find, like, why are you yelling at your kids? Why are you not listening to your spouse? The power of communication, which in general, when you have an awareness of how you're reacting or responding, you will find yourself actually paying attention to how you speak to people, which will help with relationships. You guys, I love this word. I hope in some way, shape, or form it's helping you in general. All right, number 5. Wait, are we on 5? Yep. More productivity. Awareness helps with that. Number 6, helps make positive changes, which is what we're working on this year and helping you in your health overall. And lastly, self-esteem. When you have self-awareness, when you have awareness overall and you're working towards a better you're going to have better self-esteem. So I honestly love this topic. I think it's just, I don't know if you've heard me say this before. I've said it on many lives. If you're just watching, you haven't heard it. If you've been on here a while, maybe you've heard it. But in general, once you know something, you have the word in your head now. So I've told all of you, awareness is important. And I hope that it pops into your mind as you're making decisions, as you're going throughout your day, as maybe if you're in a hurry or you're in the hustle and bustle of your day and all of a sudden you're like, oh my goodness, you realize somebody might need help at the grocery store. That's awareness, right? You might open the door for somebody else or realize somebody's having a hard day. Awareness of other people. I just think it's important. And as you do that, you will find that it's going to help your emotions. It's going to help the way that you look at yourself and others. And like it or not, it's going to lead you to make better decisions, which might be awareness of not making excuses, choosing better foods, not doing the unhealthy habits that you were doing because you have the awareness of why you were doing them, and making better choices. That's it. Super important. Might seem like common sense, but and yet I've never had a classroom that taught me about it, but just the word and the topic and conversations of people around me. This is a classroom topic that needs to be taught to children into young adulthood that can change so many choices that you make. So that was my school 101 on awareness. I hope that it helps you. Here's what I would love for you to do. A couple things. If you have any question at all, post any questions that you have below. If you can think of somebody who you would love to have them join us, it might be a teenager, maybe it's a spouse or a friend. This isn't just like, this page is called Keto Mom, but it's not just for moms. I hope you realize that. Like, I want to help anybody, and I'm going to have my husband come on more often again. We want to do marriage tips and communication tips and different things that, in general, when you have awareness of topics and understanding of different life lessons, guess what it's going to affect? Your health. Whether it causes you less stress, helps you sleep better, helps you make better decisions, helps you make better food choices, helps you not make excuses. All of these things play effect in how you feel. So tag somebody below, share the video. I would love for you to share it. Sharing is caring. All right. On a different topic, as we make a shift, I have 2 winners that have ordered ketones over the last December. So if you don't know what ketones are, I call them my mom fuel. They're little packets. Let me see. I drink it every single day. I share it in my stories. If you've never heard me talk about them, you drink it, it puts you in ketosis in under an hour. You've got energy, focus, fat loss, better mood. Like, ketones are a tool. So if you've never heard me talk about them, you can post trial in the comments. But I have 2 winners. So we have Paula. So I put the names in. We have got Paula Shaner and Melanie Clardy. I'll send you both messages. You won bags of ketones. And so we've got Paula Shaner, Melanie Clardy. You are the winners. I'll send you a message. Congratulations. Congratulate them, you guys. You want to know something? Actually, I'll teach on something called mudita later. That's another life lesson that I've learned over the last year. Seriously, all children need to learn this. I wish in my head, okay, let me rephrase this. On my dream board, how many on here created vision boards for this next year? If you didn't, I would highly recommend you doing it. But I would say on my dream board, if you followed me, I had talked about writing a book. And then I've realized I like to write, but I love to speak because I feel like I can get my words out better when I'm just talking. So we'll see if I'm going to write a book, but I want to help bring awareness to all of the topics that I thought needed to be taught to children, which I mentioned in the beginning, but it starts with adults. It starts with parents. It starts with you. And when you have an understanding of different topics that honestly I feel like should be taught in school, but they're not, you can teach your children. So I don't know. I hope you guys have a great day. I do know. I don't know why I said that. But congratulations, Paula. Congratulations, Melanie. Thank you for tuning in. Continue to tune into the page for recipes, life school, anything about ketones, whatever you're looking for, I'm here to help. So I hope you guys have a great, do I have an audio? Oh, totally reading messages. We also have a podcast. It's called Keto Mom Secrets. So if you prefer to listen, these are actually put onto the Keto Mom Secrets podcast. You can go to YouTube, Instagram. Thank you for tuning in. I truly appreciate it. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you later.